I'm indeed extremely happy that we, the UNECE, are co-sponsors together with UNESCO and with Collegium International of this event. It is indeed a timely gathering. The world is currently facing concurrent crises cutting across the environmental, economic and social spheres. We are experiencing reduced human well-being and increasing social inequality through global warming, reduced resource shortages, the depletion and degradation of our natural capital and biodiversity, high level of pollution, increased health standards, high unemployment, and I can name other risks and challenges. The United Nations system has responded to them, among others, by forming a vision of the green economy, and there are many definitions: greening economy, green growth, green economy, but nevertheless it's still about improved human well-being and social equity while significantly reducing environmental risks and ecological scarcities and addressing the issue of poverty. For the most countries in the pan-European region, the challenge of the green economy will be to maintain their high human development with much lower ecological footprint and more efficient economic use of resources. Achieving the green economy requires a very significant change in the incentives that underpin and influence the behavior of our industries, citizens, and all economic factors. We will have the opportunity later on to hear the private sector's view on this. While there is no one-size-fits-all policy to achieve a transition to a green economy, putting a price on pollution and greenhouse gas emissions and on the overexploitation of scarce resource must be a central component of any policy mix across the economic sectors. In this respect, market-based instruments, and especially carbon pricing, will play an important role. Subsidy reform to correct the distortions in the relative price of renewable to fossil fuel-based energy, but also to motivate good environmentally and socially sound practices is another element of the policy mix. Finally, regulatory and voluntary approaches are also part of the solution. The UN system and the Bretton Woods institutions have a significant role to play in supporting the transition to a green economy, for instance, by encouraging the ratification and implementation of relevant multilateral environmental agreements, developing relevant international standards and guidelines, and promoting good regulatory practice. The multilateral system offers the potential to promote the mutual supportiveness of the environmental, economic, and social dimensions of the green economy on a level playing field and in an equitable way, and it means also green and fair jobs. Relevant multilateral environmental agreements and international standards and guidelines should be used as a basis for setting national regulations and standards. For example, our Convention on long-run transboundary air pollution was a forerunner in this respect. The use of strategic environmental assessment can contribute to environmental mainstreaming and has the potential to enhance the greening of economic sectors, as promoted, for example, by the protocol of UNECE's ESPO Convention. However, it is important that regulations and standards do not become a source of green protectionism, in line with Principle 12 of the Rio Declaration on Environment and Development. The paradigm shift towards the green economy and green society must be underpinned by a collective drive to build responsible global, regional and national governance. Today it is clear that while global governance and a global framework is important, much progress towards building the green economy can be made at the regional, sub-regional, national and municipal levels. UNECE has a number of initiatives that contribute to exactly this process. Our important work in the transport sector contributes to defining the future of vehicle transport, for example, through higher fuel quality standards or through developing norms and standards for new generation of future electric vehicles and or on other performance-oriented regulations to achieve lower emissions. Our Energy Efficiency 21 program promotes energy efficiency measures in our region, while our Housing and Land Management Committee focuses on green homes and cities through the Action Plan for Energy Efficient Housing in the UNECE region. Our Timber Committee and the FAO European Forestry Commission are developing an action plan to improve the contribution of the forestry sector to the emerging green economy in the region. The Pollutant Release and Transfer Register Protocol under our Aarhus Convention, which entails an obligation on certain large polluting facilities across the pan-European region to report their emissions, helps to achieve emissions reductions and facilitates better informed decision-making, engaging our civil society. Finally, our upcoming 7th Ministerial Environment for Europe conference in Astana in September this year will discuss green economy and the related issue of water management in the pan-European region. In this context, our member states are discussing a possible roadmap on green economy, which we hope will be the impetus for a stronger transformative drive on our path towards a greener society in the pan-European region. These initiatives contribute to driving forward the social innovation, political innovation and economic innovation that will be central to a low-carbon world and will ultimately transform our society from a post-industrialized to a green society that is interconnected, mostly urbanized, and biosphere conscious. And it is from this lifestyle transformation that enormous new entrepreneurial opportunities will flow. New green jobs on a very large scale will come not only from the substitution of fossil fuel technologies for renewable technologies, but from the impending lifestyle transformation and the many entrepreneurial opportunities it offers to us. Let's face these challenges together as we are facing together this and discussing together these challenges together with our UNESCO and Collegium International colleagues and with all of you. Thank you for your attention.